So today, I'm gonna be ranking the Weeknd's album. It's probably his most iconic album, not on mainstream level, but probably his most iconic album of his career in general, from like the fan standpoint, stuff like that. House of Balloons. For me personally, it's one of my favorite albums of all time that he's made. It's like honestly a masterpiece. It really is a masterpiece. Masterpiece. It's like a 10 out of 10. Every song's really good. I don't know what else to say, but yeah. So I'm just gonna be ranking his songs. I'm not an EXO fan. I'm not a big Weeknd fan. I'm just listening to all of his songs on his discography. So like every album I've listened to, I just like his music. I want to consider myself a fan of his. But he does make good music. So yeah. So I'm gonna ranking. So 1 through 9 for all the 9 tracks on the list of the album. So my least favorite, starting at number 9, I would have to say is Loft Music. Now, when I first heard the song, I thought it was really good, and then I heard the other songs, and I started like listening to Loft Music again. I was just like, it's not as good as the other songs, in my opinion, my personal opinion. It's still a really good song. Like, I'd say, like, if I truly had to rate it, maybe like 8 or 8.5 out of 10. It's a really good song in general. It's just, compared to everything else, it's not on the same level for me personally. But Loft Music is a vibe. It's really good. It's really catchy too, I will say. But yeah. So yeah. Also, some of these songs are subjected to change on the list. So, but Loft Music is probably gonna be. It's like, if I had to choose one song I like the least, it would be Loft Music. Number 8. This is hard because this is everything else. It's like a toss up for me almost. I probably have to say, I'd say What You Need is it's at A. What You Need is a really good song. Again, for me personally, it's a 10 out of 10. But it's like a slower song, but it really works. The whole album has a whole dark vibe, so every song is gonna work for me. But it's really like good, melancholy feel. There's not really much to say that in a negative light or why I put it at 8, other than it has to be, a song has to be at 8, so it would be that. So it's still a good song. Number 7. Now this is tough. Number 7, I have to say, I'd probably say High for This. Again, this is a 10 out of 10 song. This is one of my personal favorites too. It's a really good song. It's tough because every song on here is like at least an A tier or S tier, honestly. But yeah, I put it at 7 because it's a good starting song for that album. But yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to make a list like this when every song is really good, like every song you like. So, like, nothing bad towards High for This. High for This is really good. Number 6. This is a toss up. It's a toss up between Coming Down and The Knowing. Both, like, for me, they have like all these songs are like melancholy and dark vibe. favorite songs. It's like for me, I consider it like almost like a sad song, but yeah, it's like it's really good. Like it's a good song, honestly. And then Coming Down is one of my more favorite songs. It's like really good, and like it's kind of weird because I watched the show You, and I listened to Coming Down before, a couple of times beforehand, and I thought it was cool, but like nothing too special. And I watched the show You, and then I finished like the last season, the part where the last season of like the most recent season. And I watched it, and then I for some reason when I listened to I was like I wanted to listen to Coming Down, and it hit way harder. I don't know why. My favorite part Coming Down is like the second part where I don't know where they sampled it from, but whoever is speaking like Japanese in the back, and they kind of chopped and screwed it, like they kind of like I don't know if that's like the right term, but like they kind of like chopped and screwed it and like kind of like played it on rewind and like for the beat. I thought that part is like really cool as shit. That's one of my favorite parts. That's my favorite part of the song. And yeah, but yeah, enough yapping. Time for number 4. Again, this is tough, but who would I put at number 4? I'd probably say, this is tough. Man, this is really tough. I know what my number 1 is, and I kind of know what my number 2 is, but number 4, it's kind of tough. I think I have to say, I probably have to say, this might change in the video, but for now, just the same time, I probably put House of Balloons, / Glass Table Girls. When I first heard the song, I thought it was really good. That second part, it didn't really catch on for me at first, and then I started listening to it, and like the second part's really good. The whole rap, it's more like rap based. The second part, but yeah, it really grew on me. Like both parts, the beat switch up and stuff. It's really cool. I know it's like a fan favorite among XL fans, and like it's like I think like probably like a top one of his best songs off that one of the best songs off the album. It's just one of the best songs for the Weeknd in general, just period. But for me, I put it at 4. It's a good song, and it really grew on me, so it's one of my favorite. Plus, I really like the second part, the switch up. Now for number 3, I probably have to say Wicked Games. For me, this song has like it resonates. It has like a place in my heart. Not to sound corny, because if I remember correctly, this was like the first song I've ever heard of the Weeknd back like around 2011 or 12 when it came out. My mom would always listen to music off of the app Pandora, and so I downloaded the app on a tablet I had, and this was like the song I remember first hearing from the Weeknd, because when I listened to the House of Balloons album, I listened to the album like last year, and when I heard Wicked Games, it sounded mad familiar, and I was like, yo, I recognize this song. And so I realized that it was like the first song I've listened to of the Weeknd's. It's kind of crazy because when House of Balloons came out, people said that the it was like anonymous. Like you didn't like, you didn't I don't know if that's the right word, but you didn't know who the hell he was. You know, it was you didn't know who it was. You didn't his identity was pretty much disclosed. So, but I think this was his hit song. I think some people might have opinions on what their best song, what their favorite song off this album is, but I think we can all agree that this was his biggest song, his hit song off the album, from what I remember, because it's the only song that I remember like that far back, like years ago, like 10 years ago, that I remember on the radio and stuff. So yeah, Wicked Games is like a really good song. It has a special place in my heart because it's like the first time I listened to it. It's really good. And then number 2, I'd have to put The Party and the After Party. Now, besides Wicked Games, this was the first song I heard randomly off House of Balloons. Wicked Games I heard like over like 10 years ago when I was when I was younger, when I was a kid. And then The Party and the After Party, I heard it randomly on my recommended like playlist on Spotify, and I heard the song and I was like, oh, this is really good. And I saw it was off the album of House of Balloons. I was like, oh, it's off this album. I heard this album was really good. I heard good things about it. But anyways, yeah, The Party and After Party is a really good song in my opinion. One of my favorites in general in the discography of the Weeknd's. Yeah, you can't really say too much. I can't really say too much song. I just really like it. It's like a peak, top tier song. The switch up too, the beat switch up is really good. It really reminds me of House, Glass Table Girls, because the beat switch up, and it's like a 7-minute song. And yeah, I know a lot of people like the second part of the song. For me, I like the first part. It's really good. It's like really well put together. And then finally, probably my favorite song of the Weeknd's, like probably my favorite Weeknd song would be The Morning. I've listened to this song like a hell of times, like the amount of times I can't keep track. But when I first heard this song, I kind of skipped it at first because I didn't really give it a chance until like I skimmed through like a little bit, like quickly, and then I was like, oh, this song seems pretty good. So I went back and listened to the whole thing, and I liked it. It started growing me, and then like now it's like a complete vibe. Like if someone were to ask me, yo, what's your favorite Weeknd song, I'd probably say The Morning. Either that or Thursday. But yeah, The Morning is such a good song, such a vibe. It's like, for me, it's like the perfect song to like, well, obviously the setting, pretty much the setting, but it's a song, it's like a perfect song for like if you're partying, for like a college kid, and you wake up like in your dorm and like after a huge party and stuff. That's pretty much what the song is kind of about. Just waking up after a party and stuff, and then getting over it and stuff. But yeah, it's like, for me, this is like a perfect song to listen to in the morning for me. So like if I'm going to class, or I might go to the gym, or if I'm like driving somewhere in the morning, like where I'm really tired, for me that's like the perfect song. It's like the perfect setting song. Like it's just a vibe in general. I pretty much know like the lyrics song to the whole song. It's really good. But yeah, this is my list.